Apple has just released iOS 26.2, the second major update to iOS 26. And as you can already expect, we have new features, changes. This is a one-digit software update, the kind of update that we actually like the most. So in this video, of course, I'm gonna tell you everything new, all of the new features and changes, and of course, let's talk about performance, battery, and the bugs. How is iOS 26 regarding our experience? Is it buggy? Is it laggy? Is it sluggish? Or is it actually final? Is it stable and mature? We're gonna talk about all that, and I'm gonna give you my honest opinion at the end as well. So let's begin. And I want to start off talking about something that I was expecting for so many years, way before iOS 26, and it has to do with reminders. So if I open up the Reminders app and I go ahead and add a new reminder, and I'm gonna put it as test, as you can see, now we have something called urgent, which is the ability to set an alarm for a reminder. I'm gonna show you in action, of course. So let's go ahead and set the date for today. The time, let's put it for 8:55, so 1 minute from now. And then of course, let's set it for urgent. And then let's enable it, so let's add it. And of course, let's go ahead and wait. I'm gonna leave my iPhone right here at the table, and then I'm gonna show you how this looks like. As you can see, 8:55, reminders, test, which is the name we put, and of course we have here an alarm. So it's vibrating, it's loud, and of course we have the possibility to snooze or to just slide to stop. So we know it's an alarm and we want to stop it. But as you can see, further than that, it actually leaves here a big notification on your lock screen saying the name of the reminder, how many seconds or minutes it was actually off. And of course, you can go ahead and just mark it as done, as completed, or you can just, for example, go ahead and just open up your iPhone normally, unlock it. And as you can see, if you don't interact with it, it's always gonna be here somewhere, either on your lock screen or even on your home screen. As you can see, it's right here too. So test 1 minute ago, it's gonna be in your dynamic island, as you can see, until you actually finish it. So until you actually either complete it or just like snooze to go ahead and get alarmed again in a few minutes, but it's always gonna be there. And this is actually a great feature because for so many years, I've seen people actually use the clock app and the actual alarm as a reminder, because a lot of people always thought this, like the reminder app is just subtle. It's just that notification on your lock screen, like it doesn't set an alarm. It's just gonna be very subtle right here. And now with this possibility, setting it as urgent, you can actually tell that this is important. It's always gonna be there. Home screen, lock screen, dynamic island, there's no way you forget it. I love the way Apple implemented this. I always thought this as if there's something missing on the Reminders app, and now it's complete. I'm sure I'm gonna use this all the time. Now I wanna show you quite some changes related to liquid glass and the new overall design in iOS 26, starting with the lock screen. So if I lock my iPhone, then I tap on my screen and of course unlock it, and then I tap and hold, and let me do it again, and customize. Now, if I tap on the clock widget, I can finally adjust its transparency. So we can make it super transparent, as you can see, so completely see-through, or I can make it more like frosted glass, as you can see. So this is a small detail, but it's a very cool implementation and a new way to customize your iPhone, especially the clock widget, which is probably the thing we see the most every single day. Of course, you can still adjust the font itself, make it slimmer or a little bit larger. Of course, you can change the font, the colors, anything, but the news here is the amount of liquid glass that you want, more or less. And as I mentioned, there's more here. So if I go ahead, for example, and tap and hold on my home page, and you see those menus at the top, so done or edit, Check this out, because every time we have a pop-up menu starting in iOS 26.2, we have a new design, we have a new interface. So I'm gonna tap on Edit, as you can see right here. And did you notice that this pop-up window just like blew up? It's just larger, more prominent. It's just like it has this bigger effect. Of course, you can see that pretty much on any application. So if there's any pop-up menu, you're gonna see this new UI. So if I tap here on the three dots, same thing, it's like this little explosion. So it's more dramatic. And the thing is, Apple actually showed this to us pretty much like 6 months ago in WWDC when they first introduced iOS 26, when they first introduced the new interface, the new layout, Liquid Glass. But we didn't really see this implementation until now, so it's completely new. So let me know what you thought about this, and there's actually more. Like if I open up the Measure app, and a lot of people until today don't really know that the iPhone has a full-fledged Measure app that can literally replace your ruler or maybe like anything you need to measure, and even it has a built-in level. And the change here with 26.2 is the implementation of Liquid Glass right here, which didn't used to be here. It just didn't exist. It was like two like solid frosted like circles. Now it's Liquid Glass, as you can see. So if I go around and move it like that, you can definitely tell that's Liquid Glass. And of course, it fits very well with the point of having a level, because level is based on water, and this kind of looks like water, so I really like this. And if let's see if my table is leveled. And naturally it isn't, because there is a huge camera plateau right here, so it'll never be leveled. But anyways, now you see Liquid Glass in the Measure app. If we go ahead and open up the Settings app and then go to Accessibility and then scroll down and stay there because it's kind of hidden, and go to Audio and Visual and then scroll all the way down, we have Visual Flash for Alerts. And what exactly is this? So if we actually enable this feature, we have the possibility to have this visual impact when we have alerts, any kind of alerts really. So your typical alarm in the morning when you wake up, or even the alert feature on reminders that I just showed you. So if you have any alert on your iPhone, you have the possibility to, for example, set for your LED flash to be enabled as well. So then if you are in a dark environment, there is an alert, your iPhone will vibrate, there will be music, the tone, the ringtone, and of course, there will also be a flashing flashlight. And you can set for your screen as well, so your screen can flash, so this is a very good indication as well, or you can even set for both. So again, this is an accessibility feature, but of course everybody can use it, especially if you feel like sometimes an alert isn't enough, your typical alert, you have the possibility to just go ahead and have this extra step. I'm gonna disable this because I know this is gonna scare me so much, so I'm just gonna disable it right now. If we go ahead and open up the Music app, tap on a song, and then tap here on the lyrics, I don't know if you know this, but now in 26.2, we have offline lyrics. So if you download a song to listen to offline, now it's also gonna download the lyrics. So if you are on an airplane, there's no internet connection, you wanna listen to music and check the live lyrics, it's gonna work completely offline. And I wanna show you something else. So if I open up the podcast app, and again, tap on a podcast that's playing, again, it's gonna be the same button, but it's something different. So you're listening to a podcast, a long podcast, and you wanna know exactly where the subject actually changes. Maybe you don't like that portion of the podcast, or you're looking forward to something, you know it's there in the middle of the podcast, but you don't know exactly where it is. So if you tap here on the lyrics button once again, now, if you go ahead and tap on this top window, this banner at the top, your iPhone will automatically select and identify chapters. It's gonna create chapters automatically. As you can see, automatically created. So it's not the creator of the podcast who said this. No. the podcast app actually analyzed the podcast and actually separated, like broke it down, and of course gave you the chapters for you automatically using AI. This is so useful, especially for those long podcasts. Now let's talk about something new regarding AirDrop. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So from now on, if you want to share anything via AirDrop, like a photo, a document, anything, then you open up the AirDrop page. And if that person is an unknown person, so if that person that you want to share, that you want to AirDrop, is not on your contacts list, if you have never transferred anything to them, so it's an unknown person, so you probably know when there is like an icon with the name of that person but no photo, it's blank. When you tap on share, the person is gonna get on their iPhone a notification saying that someone, an unknown person, is trying to AirDrop them something, and if they want to accept it, all right? But the difference is when they go ahead and allow that to happen, there will be a pop-up with a 6-digit code. So then if the person wants to actually receive that AirDrop, they have to show that code to you. You go ahead and manually type it in on your iPhone, and then both iPhones actually understand that that transfer is secure and both people want to actually exchange information. And this is very important because we were seeing so many problems related to spam and even worse problems regarding AirDrop. Unfortunately, it's so common that people in public spaces actually go ahead and then AirDrop something to everyone around them. And then sometimes people may actually accept it. They don't realize, they just tap on OK, they accept it, and they receive something that sometimes they don't want to receive. And with that change, if you're AirDropping to someone you don't know, there's no way that mistake will happen because you actually have to manually show the code and the person actually has to type in and confirm the code, and then the transfer will be completed. So that mistake of, oh, I just press on confirm and then I received it, it'll never happen from now on because you only receive if you actually want to receive and you know who the sender actually is. I really like this implementation. Now I want to talk about something new in Japan. I know it's kind of weird. Why am I talking about something specifically about a country? But that's because in iOS 26.2, Apple implemented 2 big changes for Japan and of course for the Japanese market. The thing is, you probably remember this for the European Union when Apple actually was forced to allow users to download apps from third-party app stores. Apple was forced to allow third-party app stores to be downloaded, used, and then of course they just broke the monopoly of the official app store. So you could download not only from third-party app stores, but from websites. Just open up Safari and download an app. That's how it works in the European Union, if you don't know, and for quite a while now. So you can actually feel more free, let's call it that, and just download anything from anywhere, and you're not like locked to the app store. Some people love this, some people think this is freeing, other people think and have concerns about security. But the thing is, that's how it works in the European Union. But I was talking about Japan, right? And that's because this came to Japan as well. iOS 26 opened up this to Japan again because Apple was forced to allow third-party apps and allow side loading. So download apps from the web, from Safari, from anywhere else. So this is big change number 1 to Japanese. But as I mentioned, there are 2 changes. And the second one may be even more impressive. So now, if you are in Japan, if you are a Japanese user with a Japanese iPhone, you can actually choose which AI assistant you want to use on your iPhone natively. So as you know, when you go ahead, grab your iPhone, press and hold the side button, or when you say, hey Siri, it's always Siri, right? Siri is your assistant. It's made by Apple. It's Siri. Nobody uses it, but everybody knows. Now in Japan, you'll be able to choose your native assistant. You'll be able to actually choose ChatGPT or Gemini as your native assistant on your iPhone. So as you press and hold, ChatGPT will actually show up, will actually talk to you, or Gemini or whatever. So this is huge. This is actually big, maybe bigger than side-loading in third-party app stores as well. And I want to know your opinion. What do you think about this? Do you think this is good? Do you think this is freeing? Do you think this is something that's gonna stick around? And of course, every country will actually require and demand this. And after a couple years, everybody will have that on their iPhones. I don't know. I just wanna know your thoughts about side-loading, about third-party app stores, and about changing your native AI assistant. I personally like it. And still on that subject of countries and regions and features and availability, we have to talk about AirPods live translation. As you've probably seen on my video here on the channel, you can actually use your AirPods, you press on both stems, and then you can actually enable live translation. You talk on your language, and then the other person will actually see what you're saying on an iPhone, and as they talk back in another language, in a different language, your AirPods will actually automatically translate it to you. So you'll be able to have this fluid, organic conversation with somebody else with totally different languages just by using your AirPods, and they do the hard work. This is an amazing feature. If you want to check it out, I have a dedicated video here on the channel showing you step by step and what are the requirements to actually enable this feature. It's not like plug and play, okay? But the change with 26.2 is that it's now available in European Union. So as you could already tell, we have some features that actually come first to the European Union because the parliament and because the laws actually require, but we have other features that Apple hold and Apple actually doesn't release very soon for the European Union. This is very interesting seeing this happen, right? Some features they have first, some features they don't have very early, but live translation on your AirPods are now available in the European Union finally. And of course, we have to talk about bug fixes. And as you can probably already imagine, when we have a big software update like 26.2, we have a big number of bug fixes. As a matter of fact, I have the full list right here in the description. You can check it out. I'm not gonna go through point by point, like change by change, because there are actually dozens and dozens and dozens of changes, and most of them are just too technical. There's no point like talking about them in this video because it's just not that interesting. But of course, if you want to check it out, it's right here. But I want to focus on what actually matters. So first, let's talk about a bug that was so annoying. Almost everybody was facing this at least once in a while. It has to do with blank icons. So let me show you. Let's say I have an app here on my homepage, and then I drag it somewhere else. So like here, or maybe I just downloaded something new, or maybe I just added from my app library. It doesn't matter. Many times where I was just moving around my apps, editing my apps, I would see a blank icon. So instead of a colorful icon like that, it would just be completely blank. And I was having this issue in iOS 26.1, so the latest version. But now it's actually fixed in iOS 26.2. Alongside other very common small interface bugs as well. So transitions, when we had menus, pop-up menus, when you have like something sliding, menus sliding up and down. So when you're using your iPhone, typically, you would see so many little bugs and glitches here and there. Sometimes a little bit slow to open, sometimes they were not so fluid to open a transition or some movement. Sometimes it would just like start loading and then load all the way through. You have probably noticed that, especially if you really pay attention to. So those are normal, typical UI problems, especially when we have so many changes like we had in iOS 26. This is very common. But what I can tell you is iOS 26.2 is actually way more consistent, way more stable. So it just feels like those small bugs, most of them are pretty much gone. So it feels like a more mature, a more polished version of iOS 26 as a whole. And this is something that we were expecting, okay? So this is normal. Everybody pretty much knew that around that time of the end of the year, we would see a more like ready. It's not like 26.1 wasn't ready, but it's more like a final polished product. And this is the feeling with iOS 26.2. We also saw fixes related to Apple CarPlay. You have probably seen this too, or at least know someone who has this problem. So CarPlay just felt a little bit inconsistent. So it would work most of the time, but sometimes it would just crash, it would disconnect, even in 26.1. Everyone was noticing that at least every once in a while. I was having a lot of issues with 26.1, to be honest. Before, with iOS 26.0, I was not having it. And then 26.1, a bunch of issues with CarPlay. And now with 26.2, at least until today, I haven't seen any issues whatsoever. So that's very, very good. But of course, they may still happen every once in a while, but they're way more rare now in 26.2. And of course, I have to talk about performance and battery, starting with performance. And I just feel, again, that 26.2 is better. Not only more stable, as I mentioned, but a little bit faster than previous versions. I was already noticing that in the beta version, so beta 3, beta 2, and I could definitely prove it in RC, the final version and the version that you can install it on your iPhone right now. It's just faster. It's not hugely faster, but I could feel that it's faster, like on day-to-day life. It doesn't have some of the times the performance decrease that I was feeling in 26.1, and that was actually proved as well with Geekbench. So I ran some tests on Geekbench, and it was actually the best result I've had on this iPhone ever since 26.0. So best, hands down, faster version that I've seen so far. So of course it's not gonna be hugely fast, but you will be able to notice that your iPhone is just gonna feel a little bit more snazzy, a little bit snappier, and I really like this, so I'm having a good experience regarding performance. And when talking about battery, I just didn't notice anything, so no changes whatsoever. But again, I feel like most of the battery issues were resolved in 26.1, like battery drain and so on. So 26.2 just feels exactly like 26.1. So feels good. Battery just behaves normally as we would expect. So I feel like it's a positive thing as well. No surprises, just a big thing. So my overall opinion here is iOS 26 is finally feeling ready today. It almost feels like those past 3 months, 2 months and a half of iOS 26, so 26.0, 0.0.1, 26.1. Apple was still polishing and getting ready and fixing here and there, like they always do, like all business do. And it feels like 26.2 is actually the final product. Like, okay, now it's ready. Now it's polished. Now we don't see pretty much any bugs. Now battery is stable, performance is as expected. So it feels like really 26.2 is what we want it to be from day one. There will be bugs, there will be problems, but as a whole, I feel like 26.2 is the final version of iOS 26 everybody was expecting. We will continue to see improvements. We will continue to see bug fixes, security updates, more features with iOS 26.3, which is coming up soon in a couple months. And that's it. That's my honest opinion about iOS 26.2. So go ahead and update it right now. It's ready. You can finally rest in peace. Like the major concerns are gone. iOS 26.2 is a good software update. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next videos with you guys. Bye bye.